All right, let's talk about something that, a lot of us have probably wondered about, even if we don't say it out loud. Can your career, can the job you pick actually help you meet a wealthy partner? Today, we're going to dive into the jobs that might put you in the right rooms, but also the surprising truth about what it really takes to make a connection.
Look, it's a practical question, right? I mean, our careers pretty much dictate who we meet and the social circles we're in day to day. And, well, of course, there's no magic formula for love. Your job can absolutely play a role, but maybe not in the way you think.
So this really is the golden question. Is it about proximity or is it about partnership? Let's be real clear. You can't just pick a career off a list and expect it to magically come with a wealthy partner. But, and this is a big but, some jobs for sure give you a front row seat to high net worth circles. It's all about getting access.
Okay, so which industries are we talking about here? Let's take a look at what we can call the high-access careers. These are the jobs that, just by their very nature, put you face-to-face with a lot of wealth. First up, and this is probably no surprise to anyone, we've got high-end finance. Think about the world of investment banking or asset management at huge firms like Goldman Sachs. You're not just managing money, you are completely surrounded by it. Your colleagues, your clients, they're often very, very wealthy individuals. Then you have the world of luxury retail. I mean, when you're working for brands like Louis Vuitton or Hermes, you are interacting every single day with a clientele that doesn't just have money, they have a whole lifestyle built around it. You are literally on the front lines of wealth. Next up are those roles that are all about direct personal service. You know, like a private butler running a huge estate, a top personal trainer for the elite, or a real estate agent selling those crazy multi-million-dollar homes. These jobs don't just put you in the same room, they give you this really intimate look into how the wealthy actually live. And hey, let's not forget the world of elite professional services. At a top consulting firm like McKinsey or a major corporate law firm, the problems are huge. And you know what? So are the budgets. You're working side by side and often for people with some serious financial clout. And finally, of course, there's high-end medicine. Specialists, top surgeons, they not only make a lot of money themselves, but their professional and social circles are just filled with other affluent people. So the path seems obvious, right? Just pick one of these jobs and you're good to go. Well, this is exactly where that strategy starts to fall apart. Because, and this is so crucial, just because you have contact doesn't mean you'll ever make a connection. Seriously, being in the same room is only the first step, and honestly, it's the easiest one. There are some really big barriers that just being nearby can't overcome. If you want to make a real connection, you have to get past 3 major hurdles. First, understanding the difference between access and an actual relationship. Second, recognizing that attraction is a two-way street. And third, you've got to be honest about your own motivations. Okay, so number 1, the professional barrier. When you meet somebody as their banker or their salesperson or their lawyer, there's a built-in power dynamic, right? You're in a service role. Trying to bridge that gap from a professional transaction to a personal, equal partnership is incredibly difficult. But even if you somehow manage to get past that professional wall, there's an even bigger, more fundamental reality you have to face. And that is what we call the two-way street.
To put it simply, attraction has to be mutual. A high net worth individual is looking for a partner, not another employee. They're looking for someone who brings their own value to the table. Whether that's being incredibly smart or ambitious or kind, or just having a fascinating personality. It's about what you offer as a whole person, not just what it says on your business card.
And finally, we have to talk about motivation. If the number 1 goal is just money, that's setting the foundation for a really unequal and frankly unhealthy dynamic. A real genuine partnership has to be built on something way more substantial than a bank account.
So if just picking the right job isn't the answer, then what is? Well, there is a much more powerful, more sustainable approach. And it all starts with a huge shift in your perspective.
This is it. This is the real shift. We need to stop asking where can I find a wealthy person and start asking how can I become the kind of person who attracts exceptional partners. See the difference? The focus totally moves from hunting for someone else to building up yourself. The most effective strategy isn't about your location, it's about your elevation. When you focus on growing your own interests, developing your skills, building your own career, and just becoming a genuinely fascinating and kind person, you become magnetic. High-quality people, and that includes wealthy people, are drawn to other high-quality people. You stop being the hunter, and you start becoming the prize. So let's end with this thought. Stop trying so hard to find the right circle. Instead, ask yourself this: how can you build a life that is so compelling, so interesting, and so full of value that the right people at every level naturally want to be a part of it? The power isn't in finding a circle, it's in building your own.